break, and I wanted to try to go on with my discussion, my introduction into the manosphere, my introduction into SYSBM, Save Yourself, Black Men. I was thinking about where I left off, saying that I was in a state of self-reflecting. It reminds me of when you have some issue that's unbeknown to you. Maybe your pants are busted and you've been working or out in public for an hour or so. Somebody comes up and says, I wanted to tell you that your pants are busted. I didn't know if you knew, and it's pretty bad, And that kind of reminds me of what it feels like when you're confronted with a specific observation that someone has of you that you're not aware of, or if you're aware of it, it is not something that has been important or that has been of issue, so it's sublying. It's not it's not as evident to you that this is a specific characteristic that you have. And so when you are called on it, or when you are made aware, it kind of stops you in your track. And it might not mean anything to some people to be called out about some characteristic that you don't realize you have, that may be taken in a negative way. But sometimes you might care about it. You might care enough to want to check yourself out anyway. And that's what I did. I had listened enough to what my brothers were saying to have some feeling of sincere wanting to understand, wanting to know if it was something that I could do to assist in the correcting of the issues that I was hearing about. I wanted to know if I was guilty of what I was hearing. And right off the bat, I knew I was guilty of some, for sure. I began to listen more in depth to the older contents, and I came across one, it actually may have been current, that BGS was on a rant on, and he said within there, I wish you all would just go ahead and admit it. You hate us. And it really was a pain in my heart. It was really a pain in my heart to absorbing that, to hear that. And I don't mean just hear it, but to really hear it. And that's where the next step of my journey began.